code. First up, a quick preliminary set of checks just to make sure everything is working as intended. Looks to be the case. Greetings everyone, my name is Ederville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In this 73rd generalized session, I'll cover a combination of both Veersman levels and levels that I find online, preferably the former. If you want one of the levels to be covered, please leave a level ID either in YouTube chat, Twitch chat, or Mixer chat, and I'll add it to my level queue, which I posted earlier. In fact, let me post it again, just so everyone can see it, because I don't think I sent it to everyone. But make sure not to spin more than 2 levels at a time, otherwise I may skip over the last set. And I reserve the right to reorder your other stages if you submit more than 1 stage. There we go. So let's begin with this stage, Mining Hills by DoctorLumen, with 30 plays and a score of 6. So how's everyone doing today? Welcome to stream Sylveon, YouTube, Jedok, Oscar, Lipatio, Mr. Lee, Leonardo, San Hexerus, DoctorLumen, Landon, Jedok, and all the lurkers and anyone else who missed. That's nice to hear. Today was a bit more of a relaxing week compared to the usual. Yesterday I started up the Rockbot Let's Play. Episode 2 will be coming out in a few hours from now. Tomorrow I'll be playing another ROM hack, and tonight I'll be playing a level pack made in Mega Man Maker. Then next week I will play a ROM hack, and then next week I'll play another fan game. Welcome to the channel, Oscar. Thank you for subscribing. Oh yeah, and before I forget, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to this video, as they all help out the channel. And please watch me on Twitter and join my Discord server, information of which can be seen on the bottom right part of the screen. I plan on streaming. For the stream, I plan on streaming for about 2 hours or so. Could be worse, these could be guts lifts. Gotcha, Galaxy Man. I'll add it after I'm done with this stage. Well, that's the easy button. I don't have sliding though, so have to be careful with damage boosting, because it can so easily backfire. I like the escalation of the Crashless gimmick. I like its uses better than Crashman stage, to be honest. These screw bombers really want me to have... For these screw bombers, I wish I had the charge shot, but oh well. That's part of the challenge. Gotcha, Vincent. I'll note it down in the document. I'll get to your level in the near future, Oscar. It's 4th on the list. It was a bad idea to go into this boss battle without hitting the checkpoint. But I pulled through. Alright, Galaxy Man and Vincent, your level's been added. Definitely a very solid level, above par, and it doesn't feel out of place of a and it wouldn't feel out of place in Mega Man 1 or 2. Give yourself a pat on the back. Nice challenge progression, difficulty progression, and interesting climax at the end. Second up is Mobile Snake Auto by Brickman, with 50 plays and a score of 30. Understoodly, I prefer it that way. Is this just a playback of a Snake playthrough? I'm still on my guard just in case something goes wrong. Uh-oh. So we end up dying at the end. Okay. I'll take that as the end then. That was unexpected, but hey, interesting. You know what, let me see the rest of the stage just to see if I broke it or something. I don't think that's how you're supposed to complete the stage. I may have broken it accidentally. One moment. Alright, let's see the rest. I knew it's just a series of straight lines. I do like the suspenseful moment where it suddenly grows in size. Oh, I guess this is the end of the stage then. Then, how is this completable? There must be a teleporter here which didn't show up or something. I'll assume that. See you, Gustas. Thanks for tuning in at the start though. Certainly interesting, though I think it's somewhat broken now, or I broke something. Third up is Weapon Capsule Relay Mega Man 9 Edition 2.0 by YouTube Social HD2 with 14 plays and a score -4. Not sure why I got a negative score. If you watch my streams for long enough, you know these are a constant fixture of the Saturday morning streams. But for those unfamiliar, here's the gist. Every 4 to 5 screens is dedicated to use of a particular special weapon, and then we swap to another one after you complete that set. And every screen has its own background and foreground combinations usually. These act like simple tutorials for the use of each of these special weapons featured. And really, negative scores don't really mean much, especially with Mega Man Maker's current popularity levels. So it doesn't really count as much. Don't hold it against you. Yeah, usually this series has tons of thumbs ups or is neutral. I know they're rather forgettable, but they're not. They're simple to make and forgettable, but I wouldn't consider them to be very bad. And it's not like I hate this concept. I mean, Luigi 1000 showed a high-effort version of this kind of level. I want to reiterate one of my earlier suggestions that I forgot to mention in the last few streams. The ability to turn off the temporary pause or delay once they pick up something. I got your level, Jirok. Next time, if you can, please check the level queue. Hi, Eduardo. Once I'm out of the stage, I'll add your levels, Mr. Spammer. On to the boss. GG. I don't get why this got such a negative score. Such being relative to the other stages in this series. It's not even the hardest one. One moment, please. Alright, I got your levels, Mr. Spammer and Eduardo. Forward up is Astro Boy NES Stage 1 by Oscar1258 with 28 plays and a score of 7. Going to be a bit of a shorter one. I never played that Astro Boy game, so I'm not sure how accurate this is going to be. The only one which I've seen some footage of is the Omega Factor for the GBA. Easy way, but the hard way is to just jump on top of these one by one. And then we ride off into the sunset. I never played the original, but if this is the first level or tutorial stage of that game, I think it did a fair job then. I have some faint memories of the second anime of Astro Boy, but outside of that, I haven't really watched most of the media or played any of the games. Fifth up is Idiosyncratic Laser Lab by AwaggKing with 106 plays and a score of 31. Sure, Oscar, but it'll be probably the 10th on the list. Ask AwaggKing how he got the Jevil avatar. He can do everything, as Silent pointed out. Remember, if you submit a stage Oscar, it'll probably take almost an hour to get to it because all the other levels are ahead of it. Alright, I keep forgetting AwaggKing is part of the dev team. You can submit more than one level, but I reserve the right to reorder the stages after the first one. I swear the name sounds familiar. Also, good introduction to these enemies. First in isolation, then together, and using the weapon block doors to make the challenges a bit more notable. For example, introducing both the crash lifts and the metal cannons in isolation. And now next to Hammer Joe and Spikes. Like DoctorLumen, this wouldn't be out of place in Mega Man 4 or 5, or probably 5 or 6. This is splendidly made. Hey Buster, welcome to the stream. Interesting way of escalating a challenge. Basically, it's a lot scarier than it looks. And that's it. It didn't end too difficulty. As I said, it wouldn't feel out of place in Mega Man 5, or perhaps 6. This boss, though, yeah, I'm actually thankful for once that he takes extra damage from the Buster. He feels more like a Fortress boss here, or a mini-boss. Exactly, Lumen. These are simple but effective. And once they get experienced enough, they can graduate over to, for example, Jedox visuals, which are more advanced and aesthetically pleasing. Definitely one of the best levels in this episode so far. Good work, AwaggKing. It's like DoctorLumen's level. I slightly like his level more, but this is no slouch either. Your level has been added to the queue, Oscar. It's currently in the 13th place. Sixth up is Welcome to Cristarium Kingdom Sixth up is Welcome to Cristarium Kingdom by Lipatio with 10 plays and a score of 0. Cristarium, not Cristarium. Sorry about that. Yeah, Mining Hills was the first level I played on the stream, Lumen. Currently my favorite level. For the stream, that is. I just loved how you used the crash list and escalated the challenges. It wouldn't feel out of place in Mega Man 1 or 2. A better version of them, at least. And this is why you shouldn't necessarily do this, because you can get trapped. That was all my fault. Watch it, Silent. I'll add it to the queue once I'm done with this stage. This is what I should have done instead. Echoing its promotion, Buster. Would like the spikes to stand a bit more from the background, but custom gimmicks, enemies, bosses, all the works. Yoku's? Whoops. Thought I could salvage it. Wait, Lumen. Are you referring to the unofficial Mega Mix port? The unofficial Mega Mix port for Godot? Yeah, I think that's the one he's referring to, Buster. That sounds great to me. I know Godot is still in development and its documentation is rather poor, but frankly, I don't exactly trust Game Maker Studio to always be accessible like this. And Godot has better performance than Game Maker Studio anyways. I suppose, for helping with Godot, you want to know GD script and or C#. No, I didn't see any levels submitted, iWoomy. Guess I have to access it from the other way. Case in point? Got it. So we look back over here. I'll add to the queue iWoomy when I'm done with this. I could probably shine jump over them. Case in point. I mean, if I was really skilled, I could do it without even using the shine. Yep, I did, Buster. Sure looked interesting. Welcome to stream, Frostblue. You didn't miss much, Oscar. And thank you for suiting the top so I don't just break these challenges. If I couldn't slow down the rush yet, this would be a lot scarier. I hope I didn't break this. I did. I was supposed to go into the teleporter. Now let's do this properly by going to this mountain. As always, I thank Lipatio for understanding how frequent checkpoint placement is necessary for harder stages, or for stages which are more instant death happy. I thought it was going to take a bit longer, but mistimed it. Certainly didn't expect force beams here. I thought I jumped. Well, I didn't hold the jump button down for long enough. Of course, I can always just make it easier on myself and use this. But I don't want to break the challenge just yet. And we're out of here. Sure, why not? He'd make for somewhat a more spastic boss, or random boss because of how the collision detection could be set, or the arenas. But because of how much he jumps around, he won't be broken by much of the terrain, I guess. As much of it. It's fairly obvious who's gonna be weak to this. GG, this, even though it's one of Lipatio's older stages, it was okay. Oh yeah, Mega Man showcases a lot more bosses that can be used in different environments. Mega Mix doesn't have everything, but it has a lot of stuff. Well, what I meant to say, Buster, is at base it doesn't have everything, but you can make most of the stuff. Mega Mix itself runs well. I'm talking about the game engine. The issue is compilation, but that's Game Maker Studio's fault. Which is why I don't blame iWoomy for waiting until the Godot port comes out, because that'll very likely fix the compilation time. Because I know when I design my levels for, well, at least 3, I know firsthand how long it takes. At least several hours of just waiting around. And welcome to stream, Luigi. 7th up is Mini-Game-Ringtoss Focus by JLock74 with 21 plays and a score of 2. And yeah, it has a higher base required amount of knowledge compared to, for example, Mega Man Maker or Mario Maker. Because in Mario Maker you have a built-in editor, but Game Maker Studio with the Megamix engine, that's more of a game engine. I think you should have picked a different boss for this. I'm gonna make it harder myself and do it like this. Now let's do it the other way, because there's another part of the level down there. That's why I deliberately killed myself. That's a good idea, Lumen. In fact, that's what several other level designers suggested you do. If all of your gimmicks, or most of them, are already in Mega Man Maker, make the level in there, and then port it over to Megamix. And yeah, Megamix is not on GMS2 yet, it's in 1.4. I spent the time waiting, and what I suggest you do is have something else open. When it was the worst is when I had to bug test levels. Oh, I didn't mind it so much when I was adding new parts to the stage because I could always just use Paint.net or Photoshop or whatever, or Krita and design the rest of the stage that way and port it over. But when bug testing, I basically had to split my attention with reading other interesting things, instead of just twiddling my thumbs everywhere. Probably not iWoomy. I don't own a 3DS or Switch. Now this is something that's going to be a lot more challenging. Welcome to stream, Woman. I can get 2 shots in per cycle. Basically, with these setups, it basically means don't jump at all, just slide. Favorite Mega Man Classic game? Mega Man 4. GG. Now on to the next part. In some ways, I feel the second half of the NES trilogy, or the second NES trilogy, is underrated. 4, 5, and 6 I'm referring to. That's it. After this, the stage will be done. The hardest one was Magnet Man. The easiest one was Toadman. Oh yeah, Lumen. Mega Man 3 had the potential to fix a lot of the issues of preceding games, but unfortunately it was really rushed and unpolished. Another good example is all the debug options left in the game if you use a second controller. If you wish to play Mega Man 3, I highly suggest you get a ROM for it and play it with the polishing patch, which fixes a lot of the issues. Yeah, that's exactly how I'd say, Luigi. It feels like a beta. The problem I feel with iWoomy is it's rushed. No pun intended. I get what they wanted us to do, but I feel that the reason why its forced weapon usage is there is more for testing. Well, especially considering how broken the rush shed was in Mega Man 3, it really feels like he wasn't fully complete, and the current state was just left there for testing, so that the devs could actually figure out if there were any issues. But yeah, disappointing. They were forced us to use the rush shed, iWoomy. Remember Doc Needle? Oh, that was an infamous example. Frankly, Gemini Man isn't even the worst of that. I'd take him over the forced usage of rush shed. Not to mention you can actually get soft locked in one of the stages if you run out of rush coil energy. And there's no way to actually exile the stage, so you're forced to do a hard reset, so it's more like a hard lock maybe. I already covered this level, Galaxy Man, so I'll remove from the list. Again, I see what they want to do with Dog Robot, but again, this is a symptom of the game being rushed. I think what they wanted to do was something similar to Mega Man 4, where they had two fortresses, where they wanted to mix together two of the stages together in a Redux fashion, but instead what happened was, because of time constraints, they only Redux one of for the stages, and only minorly. That's what happened. You can at least farm for energy, but it's slow. When the Mega Man 3 polishing patch? See, I want to cover the original Mega Man 1, 2, 3 in a marathon of sorts, so then I guess. Because tomorrow I will be covering a different ROM hack. Okay, how about in 2 or 3 weeks? How about that? Because the problem with Mega Man 3 polishing patch is that in itself it fixes the game, sure, but it's still mostly the same. It's still the same Mega Man 3, so that's why. Eight up is Vincent's Capsule Chaos 1 by Vincent with 7 plays and a score of 0. Ah, that never happened to me, Luigi. I guess I was lucky. But I don't doubt you on that front, considering how unpolished the game is. I'll get into my thoughts about the polishing patch when I get to that. Because, let me just summarize it, I feel that You know what? The developers of the polishing patch wanted to play it safe. And they didn't want to be accused of changing up the game so much that it became more like a ROM hack. I think that's what you were looking for anyways, DoctorLumen. You didn't want just a polishing patch, you wanted a full ROM hack which improved the game. I guess they didn't want to be accused of making an improvement, versus polishing. This was okay, but I wish it was explored more. I don't think he wanted 4 Voyage but for 3, but he wanted something in between 3 and 4, I guess. He wanted like overhauls of the bosses and stages, full-on overhauls. For example, making Gemini Man better. The reason iWoomy was for cost constraints. They wanted to save money. I already covered this level, Mr. Spammer. So 9th up is Weedman by the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with 23 plays and a score of 6. See, back then in the NES and the SNES era, they needed to have battery backups, if I understand it correctly, so it costed more. And it's not like... See, it's not like in... This is before the era of memory cards, so adding save battery backup for a game was a notable cost expense. It wasn't until the PS1, Saturn, and Nintendo 64 era where we had saves cards. Oh, you'd be surprised how many companies were penny pinching at the time. Hi Red, welcome to stream. Maybe not penny pinching, but didn't understand the gaming industry even at the time. But yeah, even today. I mean, if saves weren't that cheap, if saves weren't free nowadays, I'm pretty sure many companies wouldn't even add them. And Mega Man X's password system is far from the worst. I have bad memories of some of the RPG password save systems. Thank you, Croby. I want an option of autosave and manual. I agree with you, DoctorLumen. See, I wouldn't mind if there's a password system and a save system, because then by using the password system, you can skip ahead or add cheats. In that case, I don't mind the inclusion. But if you don't have a save system like that, well, yeah. Oh, don't get me started on viable save slots. Me not paying attention. Good idea for putting a checkpoint here. That too. That too, Luigi. Thanks for your perspective. Even then, even for some of the longer games, not all of them use battery backups. Castlevania 2, for example. Or River City Ransom. That's it. I guess this was an okay level. Got a bit challenging at the end, but that was the best part. Oh yeah, Metroid is another example. I don't mind the number passwords of the X series or Mega Man 7. Where it starts to become problematic is when we go to alphanumeric, like Castlevania 2, River City Ransom, Metroid. Those are some days I'm glad we're past. Alright, I got your levels, Croby and Red. Tenth up is Legacy Collection Challenge Toadman by Protoman 1987 aka Eduardo, with 28 plays and a score of 8. While for Mega Man 9, 10, and 11, it's literally in the modern era, so there's no excuse of not having a save system. Oh yeah, I forgot that Let Me Level You is running the Legacy Collection Challenge. Like several of the other challenge events I covered on my Let's Play series, I'll cover all the levels in the series if in the future. But going back to one of the points I forgot to mention earlier, Classic isn't necessarily good. People, I want to say this, let's just say more people have rose-tinted glasses on NES Hard. People forget in the NES era and quite a bit of the SNES era, hard games weren't necessarily good design. For every Super Mario Bros. 3, we had 10 or 20 or even 100 bad games. Which is why it irks me when people say, for example, the Soulsborne titles are a return to NES Hard. No, they're not. They're an improvement, an evolution. Even then, Buster, it's still far better than most of the junk in the SNES library. Yeah, because the SNES era followed directly from the arcade era, so... make games as hard as possible to get as many quarters. Although in some ways it was even worse if you didn't have any quarters. Bye, DoctorLumen. Excuse me. Okay. You can send a music mod through Discord. In fact, please do it over there. On YouTube, the links tend to break. Unfair Timesley. That's far more generous than what it deserves. I've only played 3 levels or so with it. So far, it looks pretty interesting and fun. Sadly only limited to graphical and sound changes. Now on to the stage itself, I'm liking this. Certainly more challenging version of Toadman stage, like a Toadman Part 2. Too bad we don't have the Escar Goon, or Escar the Giant Snail. Yeah, like Doc Toad. If the Doc Robot stages were more creative. Escargot. Or SRO. Again, if the Doc Robot stages in Mega Man 3 were designed more like this, I feel people have less complaints. Also, another way of making Toadman a bit more challenging without changing his AI. My favorite Toadman encounter across fan games probably has to be either Minus Infinity or Revenge of the Fallen. Alright, I'll be right back in a moment. This was an interesting stage. Decent work, Eduardo. And I'm back. Some comments. As a response to Luigi 1000's statements, yes, Mega Man 9 and 10 clearly have a lot of production values behind them. I know I have my own gripes about them and design, but I cannot say that they didn't put a lot of effort and heart into the series, especially 9. I mean, they even went to the trouble of re-implementing the sprite flicker. They didn't need to do that, but they did so, and they tried to stick as close to NES limitations, at least visually, as possible. And I'm really thankful they actually made 9 and 10, despite, again, our misgivings, because it revitalized the series and helped it proceed onwards. I mean, without 9 and 10, we probably never would have 11, and the series would probably be in hibernation or dead. I mean, Mega Man 9, thanks to Inti Creates Mega Man 9 and Capcom, they revitalized the retro scene and led the groundwork for other retro revivals, so doubly so. Again, there are two things I want to mention on Mega Man 9. First, it revitalized the series. It actually had heart put into them, and more importantly, it's number 3, sorry about that, it actually led the groundwork for many other retro revivals. That's because it's disabled by default mistily. We can argue whether that's misplaced effort or not, and how much effort it required to implement, but it added to the aesthetic feel, and people appreciated it. Yeah, that's the point. Remember, a game is more than just its gameplay. Again, it banked hard on nostalgia and retro design, and it clearly succeeded. Again, I'm gonna make a controversial opinion here, sorry about that. A game doesn't necessarily have to be good in order to actually attract an audience. We've seen that enough time and time again. In fact, I'm gonna put in another thing. And sometimes in order to revitalize a series, the preceding games don't have to be as good as the other ones. Heck, it actually improved I'd say it improved the indie scene and the rest of the gaming industry at the time. Again, I feel that was the most important legacy of Mega Man 9, not just for the classic series, but actually revitalizing the retro scene of the gaming industry. Anyways, let's get back to playing levels and breaking the search engine. That too, Lumen. Eleventh up is Mighty Bomb Jack by Oscar, with 20 plays and a score of 3. Sometimes, in order to attract an audience which will last longer, you have to compromise their design or gameplay. No, I haven't, Oscar. But I'll talk more about my complaints on Mega Man 9 and 10's design, the reception, when I actually let's play them, as I have a lot of thoughts on them. Not just for the games themselves, but how they affected the market. How big was the stage you recreated? Wait a minute, whoa. It says your stage is 263 screens long. Is that right? Actually, hold on. Wait. Buster, I know you hate Metroidvanias, but I don't, so I wouldn't call them malicious. That's an overstatement. Next time when you submit a stage over 100 screens, please warn me in advance. I'm gonna reorder this to be the last level of cover so we don't spend too much time here. Hang on, I'm going to cover that stage later then, Oscar. Sorry about that. Alright. Now that we're back. Sorry, Oscar, I'm going to move the stage to be later. Let me cover the rest of the levels on the queue, then I'll cover your level. So 11th up is Mega Man Loses His Patience by Hansov with 133 plays and a score of 88. What an oddly appropriate title. Okay. We're fighting Nifo Man in the stage start screen. This is amazing. Mega Man just teleported directly to the Robot Master introduction screen and defeated the Master. Funniest stage today. This is getting a thumbs up. Someone port this over to Magmal Tree or Megamix. 12th up is Revenge of Metal Man by IceSlasher with 39 plays and a score of 14. This is one of the first levels iWoomy made, so he may apologize for how bad it is. So I'll use Tosspin there, I guess. Most people use a combination of enemies. Oh, if you want permanent stepping stones, yeah, I agree. If you want temporary stepping stones, then you probably want a different enemy. Yeah, very forgettable stage, one of the least polished ones of this episode. Honestly, I don't know why I got such a high score, it's just there. 13th up is The Ultimate Wily Fortress Part 1 by Radwane Fouad with 23 plays and a score of 8. Not the worst first level people made. At least the level design was somewhat coherent. Then again, my standards are pretty low considering all the first levels I've seen in Mega Man Maker, and Sonic hacks, and Mario hacks. When I start covering Mario hacks with Bart, that'll probably be in 2 years. I have plenty of Mega Man hacks to go through, and I don't want to spread thin my channel's focus, too much at least. Now, if I streamed at least twice as often, sure, I'd cover it probably this year. I know I am spreading my channel's focus between indie games and Mega Man, but I don't want to introduce another major franchise unless there's a very particular reason. Like for example, I covered Mariovania because it was one of the only Igavania Metroidvanias out there, and for Mario. Oh, by the way, during tonight's stream, I will be covering a level pack, The Hunt for Blues. Probably next month. It's gonna require at least one whole stream, or 1.5 whole stream. The Hunt for Blues, Lipatio. Not to mention, this month, I need to complete 2 more ROM hacks, 2 more games, start Cook Serve Delicious tomorrow or today. Not to mention, finish Metroid 2, the original. GG, this was an okay photo stage, I guess. I suppose we'll start part 2 over here. No, I haven't, Croby. I'm not skilled enough for ROM hacking. Plus, if I did use some of the tools like the level designers, it'd probably be rather bland levels. It's one thing to be good at playing through Mega Man levels, it's another thing to actually be good at making them, or judging them. 14th up is Wily Custom Stage by Croby, with 25 plays and a score of 8. Ah yes, there are 3 different skills: playing through the Mega Man levels, making the Mega Man levels, and judging them. Not everyone's good at all. Some people are better at 1, 2, or 3 of them. For example, me, I'm honestly better at playing through the levels than making them. Same with judging, to be honest. As you can see, many of the judgments I make on these stages are kind of superficial. More than just kind of, to be honest. So I'd probably make for a bad judge. Oh sure, I can tell the difference between a bad level, a mediocre level, and a good level, but distinguish between 2 good levels, that's where I'll start to have issues. Yeah, Metroid 2, the Game Boy game. No, it was released for the Game Boy, Sylveon. Technically I do have a surprise for it, but I'll get into that when I cover it. Blues is a reference to the music genre Jerryman. Similar to how Mega Man's called Rockman in Japan because rock and roll. Wait, was it released on Game Boy Color? Can someone double check that? I'll check it after I'm done with this stage, but just would like some second verification. I know it supports some extra colors for the Game Boy Color. There's a Mega Man Ultra count, but that was only 1 or 2 stages, so technically no. I know there's Mega Man in the Mushroom Kingdom, but that's a rather simple ROM hack, so I'm holding off on it. Then no. Hey Jaden. Mario Crossover is straight up a fan game, which I will play in the future, although it won't be pure Mega Man. Oh boy, that jump. Thank you, Sylveon. Let me just finish the stage and I'll take a look. We're not at on levels yet. If we were at on levels, it'd be at least 3 times the number of spikes. Wily 2... Was it Wily 2? I thought it was... Yeah, Wily 2, you're right. Still, Wily 2 was much more painful. Despite everything I went through in Basic Master, I still think it's better than On. It's actually less scary than... It's actually scarier than it looks. Oops. I think there may have been a mix-up in the stages. Hold on. Well, they are challenged if the ceiling is low. I think I may have covered your level already, Red, but I'll at least showcase the music mod. Nah, there's still a challenge. Being careful not to jump as high, that's a challenge. That's a legitimate challenge in my book. Fair enough. I'll upload it with the music mod and I'll cover it, I guess, next week? You're welcome. It was an okay to decent one. Fifteenth up is The Revenge of the Fallen Retrospective Boss Series 6 by Lipatio, with 28 plays and a score of 10. And while this loads up, I'll check. Alright, I checked your link, Sylveon, but it said that Metroid 2 was developed and polished by Nintendo for the Game Boy. Not for Game Boy Color. Originally, at least. It does. Game Boy Color comes with a palette for it, at least. Okay, let's do this. I think what they meant to say is that it has a unique palette for the Game Boy Color, which is correct. We're referring to which system Metroid 2 was released for, Sylveon. According to the link you sent me, it was made for the Game Boy originally. Not for Game Boy Color. Okay, let's try it again. No, that's the teleport bug. Time to use weaknesses. Now, because defeating the boss ends the stage immediately, just before I deal a finishing blow, I'll reset. Good luck, Lumen. Either that, or I'll just deliberately take a debt. Here's to hoping that the newest Zero and ZX collection is successful. I want a Battle Network collection next. Now this team was in Mega Man 7 Dodgy, as a reference to Ghosts and Goblins. Well, you know how this is gonna go then. All these are previous bosses from several of Lipatio's previous stages. Well, you get the idea. It runs the gamut, Sylveon, because all these bosses are taken from several of Lipatio's previous stages, but not from the same group of difficulties. Don't stay in the center then. Glad we sussed that out already. Or fall in before the Yoku Block spawns in. Well, you get the idea. I'm more or less sampling the bosses by this point. Oh no, I see what you have to do here. If he changes direction, you're dead. But basically, if you want to do that fight, use base. I'll save that love for next week, Red. But thanks for your submission. Not how you're supposed to do that, but again. Sorry, there's one level on the queue currently which is pretty long, so that needs to be done. But I will save the music mod for it. Thank you. Oh, so much red. Red's hideout. So, just another series of boss rushes. You get the idea. So the 16th and final level of the stream probably is Mighty Bomb Jack by Oscar with 20 plays and a score of 3. Thank you for level submission for Red. I'll cover next week with the music pack. Thank you, Caleb. Your level will be covered next week. So let's see. Daibumin's is Cyclone Wasp, Dust Komodo, Burning Coral, Venus Wolfsbane, Frostbite Python, Raid Barreleye, Echo Tarantula, and Voltage Shrimp. Some things I want to point out. Burning Coral. Interesting, still a fire and water level. What is the Barreleye? And Voltage Shrimp, I know that sounds like water and electric, but we already have Volt Catfish, so... Let's see. I see. Barreleye is a kind of fish. Let's see. One level is up. Let me see what Mighty Bomb Jack is. Okay, according to Wikipedia, Mighty Bomb Jack is a 1986 NES game released by Tecmo, which was later ported to Amiga, Atari, etc. So, Jack, the protagonist, must make his way through 16 levels within a pyramid in order to defeat the demon Beelzebub and rescue the royal family. Alright, here we go. I never played the game, so I'm not sure how accurate this is going to be. So, into the pyramid we go. Oh, gotcha. When I heard coral, I was thinking water. Yeah, this level is 263 screens long, assuming Mecha's website is correct. I presume it'll be somewhat of a Metroidvania too, or a non-linear stage. I'm hoping that some of these sections are optional, but usually don't count on it. Oh, I see. Fire Charcoal. That would be a funnier name. I would save that for a funnier title. I'm still waiting. Knock me upwards, please. I like how it resets your height. So just a refill room. All of them are Mavericks. Thank you for the plentiful supply of weapon energy, but I don't really need it. Nor do I need all these E&M tanks. But I guess it's to recreate the original game, so maybe it was like that there? Yeah, I know about that combo trick. Quick question, DoctorLumen. If this is not a spoiler, do we play as a Maverick? Or are we playing as one of the heroes we're used to? Or is it both? Up we go. Strangely no enemies here. Gotcha, DoctorLumen. Yeah, Jedok. In fact, I thought when you first entered the stream several months ago, or the channel in general, I thought your name was based off of a fan named Maverick. Now, if I end up completing the stage and I still have some time left, I'll cover one more level. Oh boy, I hope this is not a maze stage. There are several points of no return, so I don't think it is. I see the pun in that name, DoctorLumen. Frostbite. I like the title Python better because we have the double pun. Or we have a pun in the name. Maybe not pun, but some added flair to it. You know what, I'll ignore that key door below. If it's just E&M tanks, it's not worth it. Oh, Jet the Hawk, that's another appropriate one. Have I been here before? I swear this feels familiar. Oscar, am I going in circles? I swear I've been here before. You know, I think I'll just bring up a map next. Okay, this is new because I didn't pick up that key. In fact, what's over here? Maybe it's not a maze, but it's more non-linear than what you'd expect. But I need more keys. This is probably the end of the stage, but in order to get out of here, I need to collect more keys. So this is the exit out of the pyramid, but I need to rescue someone in there. Why, thank you. And despite the timer saying I spent only 7 minutes in the stage, it's lying, it's running slower. It's more like 10 or 12 minutes. Back into the pyramid we go. Again, this wouldn't be too confusing if I had a map. This doesn't really feel exactly a Metrovania. And I get each of the areas feel distinct, but I wish the background stood out more. That doesn't really help if I don't know where I'm going. What I really want is a map. I'm getting a lot of V&M tanks, but again, in fact I have way too many at this point. I have one question. How many key doors do I have to open at the end of the stage? At the top of the pyramid? Something like the one in Magwell 2 would be handy. Isn't that the reverse of a Sylveon? Oh boy. You broke the teleporter. Alright, let me take a look. That's what I meant by checkpoint. Alright, give me one moment. I know there should be something here. Ah, there we go. I'm trying to orient myself with a map. Oh yeah, indeed, iWoomy. That slide's a lifesaver. By this point, they might as well be a Mega Man Maker dev. So don't go into here. I thought I accidentally hit a teleporter bug, but no. Plus, I tried disengaging. In here I thought when I first used the side, it was just showcasing what the levels had as well as their sizes. Also, this stage really didn't need this many E and M tanks. We're drowning in them. If there was no limit, we'd probably have at least 25 E-tanks by this point. And this stage isn't even that difficult. It's not like there's a huge number of big eyes everywhere. Meme. Because you really want me to have more M-tanks? Fine. Oh, so they stand in for treasure. That explains a lot. I don't think it's the best analog because this is better than treasure. Unless treasure in that game refilled their life. At last, we're at the end. So those are just alternate ways to get to the top, which I'm fine with, but I wish there was less looping, assuming there was looping. I may be wrong though. For a moment there, I thought I need to collect 7 keys, get to the top of the pyramid, open the door, and then finish the stage that way. I missed a lot of special weapons along the way. GG. Well, I actually have some time left over, so let's finish off with Red's level. Just give me a moment. See, Oscar, I didn't really find the stage as interesting, so that's why I didn't give it a like. I have enough time for one more stage, so I'll do it. Especially as tonight it's a level pack. Everything should be set. So the 17th and actual final level of the stream is The Ultimate Wily Fortress Part 2 by Radwane Fouad, with 29 plays and a score of 2. They sent me an NSF file placement, so I'll be silent for the first minute or so. Doing pretty well. You're at the tail end of the stream. So, I suppose this is Sigma 2. Sigma 3 had a different team. And cool music. The previous stage by this author probably had Sigma 1. Yeah, the more ominous one. I will say that the Sigma Power stages in X1 give a more ominous feel compared to the Count 100 stages in X2, or DoctorLumen's lab in X3. In fact, this entire stage kinda reminds me of Sigma Palace 2, just without the Maverick rematches. In that sense, having base is the best option, because we have dashing too. Like every time I see these quarters and refills, I keep thinking we skipped a rematch. Is it Rangabanga? It felt like a custom boss to me. Oh, now it looks like Rangabanga. But the arena is much bigger, so didn't feel like it. Squigs, this is a custom remake. This is a custom demake of the Sigma Palestines from Mega Man X1. I kind of liked for part 1, but I guess this works somewhat. So overall, out of the 17 levels I played on the stream, my favorite level would be DoctorLumen's Mining Hills, with an honorable mention going to AwaggKing's level as well as Eduardo's level. Well then, thank you all for watching my stream. Tonight I will be covering the Mega Man Maker level pack, The Hunt for Blues, and tomorrow morning I will be covering another Mega Man ROM hack. Not a Mega Man 2, another Mega Man game. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Doodles!